Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Recap, a weekly YouTube show where we talk about the latest watches being released. My name is Oleg and that right there is Mr. Bond. Now let's talk about the new Formex Essence Ceramica. Formex is a watch brand that was founded about 25 years ago, and for the 25th anniversary we actually got a ceramic case with the ceramic bracelet and the ceramic clasp watch. That was earlier this year, but that watch had a skeletonized dial. Now we got the regular version with the standard dial options in a ceramic case with a ceramic bracelet and a ceramic clasp. This watch features a 41mm diameter, it's about 46.2mm from one lock to another, and it's a fairly slim watch at 11.2mm in case height. This one comes with 100 meters of water resistance, and it's a super light watch because it's made out of ceramic. It only weighs 137 grams, including the bracelet and the clasp. As far as the movement powering this watch is the separate caliber Newton P092, which beats at 4 Hz and it comes with a rough 44-hour power reserve. My favorite is probably the red one or the blue one. Usually I don't like red dialed watches, but the combination of ceramic with a red dial, I don't know, for whatever reason, works for me in this model. As far as the pricing and availability, this will be part of the standard catalog. It's no longer a limited edition like we had with the skeleton dial, and the watches are priced at $3,690 US. A pretty expensive watch, but it comes with a ceramic bracelet, ceramic case, and a ceramic clasp, which is super rare. So I don't know, fair, maybe? You let me know in the comments section. Next, let's talk about Venezianico Bucintoro 1976. Venezianico is a micro brand from Italy. I reviewed a bunch of their models, and for the most part, I am impressed with the quality and especially with the design language that this company offers. Now they're offering this 100 pieces limited collection of chronograph watches powered by Lemania 1873 new old stock movement. If you know horology, if you're into watches, you probably have heard of this movement. It's legendary. It was used by Tag Heuer, by Breitling, by Omega. It's a very well-known movement that is no longer produced. Somehow, Venezianico was able to get their hands on a bunch of these movements. They are reworking them, they're restoring them, and putting them into these chronograph watches. As far as the design of the watch goes, I think it's kind of cool, although it might be a little bit too large. The watch comes in a stainless steel case, 42mm diameter, 49mm lock-to-lock distance, and it's about 11.5mm excluding the crystal. I don't know how much it is including the crystal, probably closer to 13mm, something like that. So the 42mm diameter and the 49 lock-to-lock distance, it's pretty large. You do have to have a wrist that can pull this watch off. Now this watch won't be exactly cheap because the movement is so special and so rare. So as I mentioned, this will be a limited edition to 100 pieces, and the watch is priced at 4,750 euro. Next, let's talk about the new Tudor 1926 Luna collection. This is the release that's making all the headlines right now because I don't think anyone was anticipating a moon phase from Tudor, but here we are. This is their very first moon phase watch. And what an ugly release it is. I know design is very subjective, but in my opinion, this is not a very good looking watch. It kind of looks like an AliExpress special. If you covered that Tudor logo and you were to show me this watch, I would think it's just something from Temu. But hey, that's just my opinion. Leave your opinion in the comments section. As far as the case and the dimensions go, the cases are made out of stainless steel. They feature an all polished finish, 39mm diameter by about 10.1mm case height. So these watches are at least on the thinner side, and they come with 100 meters of water resistance. As far as the movement powering this watch is the caliber T607, which is essentially a Sellita SW280. It's an automatic movement with the moon phase complication that beats at 4 Hz, and it comes with 41 hours of power reserve. This model comes on a 7-link stainless steel bracelet, which looks very similar to the Tudor Royal bracelet, although this one is not the integrated bracelet design, it's a standard bracelet, if you will, so you can easily put this watch on the leather strap or something like that. And I actually think on a leather strap, it would probably look a little bit better than this bracelet. The bracelet, for some reason, doesn't work for me with this model. By the way, Tudor Royal, right? Nobody's ever talking about that watch anymore. Like, the release happened and everybody was kind of excited about it, but now it died down, and I think it actually got lost a little bit in the sea of the integrated bracelet watches. But anyways, coming back to this model, it's available in 3 different dial options. You have the black one, the champagne one, and the blue one. If I had to choose, probably the black one is my favorite, although the blue also looks okay, I guess. In terms of the pricing and availability, this will be part of the standard catalog. It's not a limited edition watch, and it's priced at 2,630 euro. Next, let's talk about the new Grand Seiko UFA Ice Forest reference SLGB 005. If you're a Grand Seiko fan, hearing UFA is probably very exciting to you. UFA stands for ultra fine adjustment, so they really adjust their spring drive movement to be incredibly accurate. We're talking about something like 3 seconds plus or minus every month. That's how accurate these movements are. And prior to this release, you could only get these movements in either titanium case or precious metal cases. From my understanding, at least, the Grand Seiko catalog is very vast, so it's kind of hard to exactly pinpoint. Even I get lost, and I do this show every week. Well, now it's available in a stainless steel case that's 37 millimeters in diameter, about 44.3 millimeters from one leg to another, and about 11.4 millimeters in case height. The 37 millimeter diameter I think is a little bit too small for this watch. Why not make it 39? But hey, that's just my opinion. As far as the finishes on the case and the bracelet, they're outstanding. Of course, it features this famous, at this point, Zoratsu finish, but the clasp doesn't feature the new design with the micro adjustment. That was only on the titanium version. This version still comes without the micro adjustment, which is kind of silly. Come on, Seiko. As far as the movement powering this watch is the caliber 9RB2, which is the spring drive movement that has been adjusted to incredible accuracy, plus or minus 20 seconds per year. It has 34 joules and has about 72 hours of power reserve. I'm not talking about beat rate in this video because we all know spring drive movements feature an absolutely smooth sweeping seconds hand. Now this will be a limited edition with this purple dial, which I think looks great, but at this point it's kind of cliche to praise Grand Seiko for their dials. We all know their dials are outstanding, and this one here is no different. So this will be a limited edition to 1,300 pieces, and the watch is priced at 11,000 euro. So yeah, a pretty expensive model if you were to ask me. Next, let's talk about the new Doxa Sub 300 Carbon Seafoam. Doxa is famous for this iconic case design and also brightly colored dial options. Now they're also offering quite a few different models in exotic cases, like for example this one here that comes in a carbon fiber case. Lately we have been getting quite a few carbon fiber watches, which I like. I think it's a cool material to explore, and it has been sort of reserved for super high-end watches prior to recent years, but now you can find it in watches for around $2,000-$3,000, which is very welcomed. Now this Doxa Sub 300 comes in the same case dimensions as the stainless steel version, 42.5 millimeter diameter, 45 millimeter lug-to-lug distance, and about a 13.4 millimeter case height. It features 300 meters of water resistance, as the name would suggest, and is powered by the Sellita SW200, a COSC certified version of Sellita, I should add, that beats at 4 Hz, and it comes with 42 hours of power reserve. As far as the dial goes, I really like this Seafoam green. I think that looks excellent in combination with the carbon fiber case, and you also get 2 different straps included in the package. This will be a limited edition watch, limited to 100 pieces, and the watch is priced at $3,990 US. So not exactly cheap, but it is really cool. Next, let's talk about the new Baltic Aquascaphe MK2 dive watch collection. Baltic is a French watch company that I personally am a big fan of. I reviewed quite a few of their models, and they always impress me with their designs and the quality of their watches. Now this diver line of watches was introduced back in 2017 and pretty much stayed unchanged until now. Now they have sort of tweaked and upgraded and updated the design. The biggest changes you can tell are with the colors, as well as with the bezel design. Now these watches are now available in 2 different sizes, 37 millimeter diameter and a 39.5 millimeter diameter. Prior to this release, it was only available in the larger 39 millimeter diameter. It also features a 47 or 45 millimeter lug-to-lug distance, depending on which version you go for. And both of them are about the same in terms of case height, 12.9 millimeters. All versions come with 200 meters of water resistance. and all versions are powered by the Miyota caliber 9039 automatic movement. So this is the no date version of the movement, because you can see there is no date aperture on a dial. It beats at 4 Hertz and it comes with 42 hours of power reserve. In terms of the different dial variations, my favorite is probably the green one. I think that looks really good, especially with that sapphire bezel insert, although all models are charming in their own way. And in terms of the pricing and availability, this will be part of the standard catalog. In fact, this will be the new version of the watch available. The old version of this watch, from my understanding, is no longer available, and this watch is priced at 630 euro. Next, let's talk about the new Timex Atelier series Marine M1A. Timex and Casio have been trying to move into higher-end watches, introducing automatic watches into their catalog, and now we have a couple of new divers coming from Timex that feature ceramic bezel inserts, automatic movements, and a price tag of around $1,000. In terms of the cases, they are 41 millimeters in diameter and about 13 millimeters in case height, with 200 meters of water resistance. They're powered by the caliber SW200 Sellita movement that beats at 4 Hertz, and it comes with roughly 38 hours of power reserve. They have loomed bezel inserts as well as display case backs, which is super rare for Timex watches. They also have this sort of weird case design that I think looks really cool. And these watches, as I mentioned, are not exactly cheap. So on the rubber strap, it's $950, and on the stainless steel bracelet, it's $100 more for $1,050. What do you guys think? Would you pay $1,000 for a Timex? Yeah, it features ETA movement, or a Sellita movement, I should say, so that's pretty cool, but it does come with the butterfly clasp, so that's a bit of a negative. I really want to see these watches in person to make the judgment call. Hopefully I can get one for the review. And lastly, let's talk about the new MING 3705 Lunatic edition. Okay, so there's another moon phase watch, but this one comes from MING, who have their very unique design language. This is actually the third version of their moon phase, and in my opinion is the most handsome one if you like these type of watches, and if you could call this watch handsome. It has a very interesting moon phase readout, and of course the dial features really cool lume. As far as the case and the dimensions go, the cases are made out of stainless steel. They feature a 38 millimeter diameter, 44.5 millimeter lug-to-lug distance, and these ones are around 12 millimeters in case height. They're powered by the MING caliber 288 M1, which is a manual wound version of the Sellita SW288 that beats at 4 Hertz, and it comes with roughly 40 hours of power reserve. Fun fact, it is essentially the same movement as you could find in the Tudor we talked about earlier, but this is the manual wound version of the watch. And this is also a pretty expensive version of the watch. It is a limited edition to 100 pieces, and these watches cost 5,250 Swiss francs. So not exactly cheap. You are paying a lot for the design and the MING appeal, not as much for the movement, I guess, although the movement has been reworked to make it look more beautiful. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this week's watch releases. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future. By the way, today on my wrist, I'm wearing Ferrer Integra. I did a review of this watch this week. I will leave it linked in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.